dropping into Shavasana, lying on your back, adjusting the body so you can be still for a moment, allowing your body to arrive this morning at the start of your practice. Taking a moment to give the body a scan, so maybe starting at the soles of the feet, working up the legs, noticing the hips, the glutes, the tummy, the lower back, and just continuing that journey up, noticing how the body feels. Arriving at the crown of the head, our 7th chakra point. Chakra, that's our bliss state or our divine, our connection with the universe, our higher wisdom. And the more we practice these tools of yoga, the more we become aware of all of our dimensions, becoming more in tune with nature, the seasons, the sun, the moon. And just before we start to move, just bring that sense of gratitude. You're here right now on your yoga mat, starting your day in the best possible way. As you inhale now through the nose, just expand your breath into your body, sending it down to the toes, fingers, top of the head. Exhaling, releasing that breath, giving that breath back to the universe. All breathing that breath in, receiving, exhaling, giving back. Take a bend now into both legs, so your feet are hip width apart and your arms are alongside you. Just checking you can touch your heels with your fingertips, slightly tucking in the chin. Let's start to inhale, pushing the hips up to the ceiling, sending the arms behind, dropping them to the ground. Holding at the top. And then exhale, roll the arms, roll the spine back down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's do that again, own time on that inhale. Roll up. Hold at the top. And that exhale brings you back down. Let's take one more here. Lowering back down in your own time. Take a cactus into the arms, bending at the elbows, palms facing upwards. Drop your knees over to your right side, holding there, maybe turning the head to your left side, towards your left hand. Exploring that space through the spinal column. As you inhale, come back to center, knees and head. As you exhale, take that the opposite way. Sending the knees to the ground, softening the toes, no gripping with the toes. And bring yourself back to center. Send your left leg long and draw in your right knee. Squeeze it in. Take a roll through the right foot. One way and the other. Holding on to the right knee now, start to draw a circle with the right knee. It can be quite big. You can bring your left hand onto your left hip, circling through that right hip. Own time. And then reverse that circle, drawing the knee in and out. Keeping the hips steady if you can, let that left hand support you. Sending the hands underneath the back of the right thigh now, sending the heel up towards the ceiling. As you inhale and exhale, start to draw that leg closer to you. So creeping the hands up the back of the leg, as far as you want to, as far as you can, and drawing that leg closer to you. Now it is first thing in the morning, it's going to feel tight. And then bringing up the head, so you're drawing the head towards that right leg, holding there. Letting the head go, letting that right leg go all the way back to your mat. Let's draw in the left knee, squeezing in, hands around the knee, starting to roll through the ankle joint. Just noticing where your mind is at, maybe completely with your body, maybe it needs to be drawn back in to your breath, to your movement, to being present. Change the circle of that foot if you haven't already. And then we're going to start to circle that left hip. So maybe right hand comes to the right hip as you move that left side. Reversing that direction. Noticing that right hip supporting you with this movement. The body is always supporting, always serving. And then hands underneath that left thigh as you send your heel to the ceiling. Maybe starting to draw that leg a little closer, creeping the hands up towards the ankle, to the calf. And then that head lifts up, sending the head towards the left knee. And then lowering back down. Let's draw both knees in, take that squeeze, that roll, that massage, lower back. A few times there. And then roll yourself over to one side. Coming into our table position. Let's take a few cat-cows here. So as we inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward, and then as you exhale, send the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking in the chin. Just a few times, breath and movement. Taking that pause between your inhale and your exhale. One more. And come back to center when you're ready. Let's tuck our toes, start to sit back towards our heels, and then come up into our downward dog. Maybe walk in here, maybe holding. Pushing away from your mat, letting your head feel heavy. Taking a walk now towards your toes. Just let the arms go, let the arms hang. And the whole body feel heavy. And then very slowly make your way back up. Coming up to standing. We're going to start to circle the arms back. So planting the feet down, a little bit of distance between the feet, and then circling the arms. Hips are staying forwards. Maybe some crunching in those shoulders. And then reverse. So circle hands, arms forwards now. Moving through the shoulder blades. And one more. Arms alongside you. Take an inhale as you draw the shoulders up, and as you exhale through the mouth, let the shoulders go. We're going to do that a few times. So inhale nose, exhale mouth. Inhale shoulders up, exhale release shoulders down. Keep going. Really let out that breath out of the mouth, letting go of any tension, anything you feel you're hanging on to that really doesn't serve you. You don't want to bring it into your day today. A few more. And release. Take that inhale in. That exhale down, so you're at the back of your mat. Let everything go. Take a walk down your mat now. So you're going to come into your plank pose, hands under the shoulders. We're going to do alternate knees, one at a time, left and right. So you're drawing knee to the opposite elbow, one at a time. Just warming up, getting that heart rate moving a little now. It is our dive deeper practice, so we are going to be slow and steady. A few more here. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a slow lower down to your mat, coming into your cobra pose. Peel the shoulders back, and then exhale into your balasana. Sit back. Finding your down dog again when you're ready. This time we're going to drop the hips into an up dog. So you stay on your toes, gaze can be up, Shoulders are relaxed, and then you exhale back into your down dog. Let's do a few of these. Dropping hips, gazing up, and then exhaling, coming back. One more. Slow and controlled. Exhale, pushing back. Let's step the right foot forward, drop the left knee down, come up into a low lunge. Bring up the arms, hold here. Now bring your hands inside edge of your right foot, push back into the toes of your left foot, and maybe drop down onto your elbows, or your block, or you stay on your hands. And we hold here. That deep groin stretch, glutes, hamstrings, holding and breathing. Two more breaths. Come back onto your hands when you're ready and frame your right foot. Step back into your plank, and we're coming back to alternate knees. If you need to rest at any time, you take that rest. Make sure you're still breathing fully. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Take your lower down to your mat. Roll into your cobra. And then exhale back into your down dog. Pushing back. Let's take a few up dogs here. So dropping hips, relaxing shoulders, looking up. And then exhale, push back. And again, inhale, roll forwards. Exhale, push back. Let's take 1 more. And exhale back. Getting ready to step that left foot forward now. We're dropping our knee down into that low lunge, left side. And then bringing the hands down to our mat, inside edge of that left foot. Let's push back into our toes on our right. You decide, are you staying here? Are you delving deeper? Maybe using your block as we hold this side. Letting go of any judgment of our body. Working with our body rather than against it. Exploring where we can feel this posture. Noticing, is the body holding on? And you breathe into that tightness that you can feel. Can you let go? One more breath here. And then come back up. Frame your left foot. Step back to your plank. Last time, alternate knees. So when you're ready, if you prefer, you can hold your plank, you can rest. Let's do 4 more. 2 and 1. Hold your plank and lower down to your mat. Roll up into your cobra and then sit back into your balasana. Maybe arms are long, maybe arms are alongside you. Come back to your breath. Take your inhale in, your exhale out. A few times here. Maybe again coming back to that sense of gratitude, particularly for your body this morning. Knowing that we are feeding our mind, feeding our muscles, our joints, our organs, our cells, as we move through our practice. Remember, the things that we feed become stronger. Things that we starve become weaker. The minute we stop feeding our minds, our muscles, our body, it starts to deteriorate. Take one more breath here. Coming back into your down dog when you are ready. Sending your right leg back into a three-legged dog. We're going to bend into our hip joint. So send your knee out. You can turn your gaze towards your right arm. Really open up into that right hip. Start to draw your right knee towards you. Take a pause here, hugging that knee in. And then drop your knee down. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So shuffle that left leg back as far as you want to. Come up onto your fingertips, taking a slight back bend here. You should feel this in your lower body. And there's the option to kick back and hold your left foot with your left hand or both hands. Again, it's an option, so you can stay just where you are. You can delve deeper into that knee joint. And then release that leg and start to take that walk down your mat. Always grab that support if you need it for your head. Making sure your hips are in line. Maybe a little bit of movement before you hold this position. So Kapotasana pigeon pose. And as you know, we store so much in the hips. Maybe you're noticing from these poses that the hips are feeling tight. Maybe just giving yourself this permission to let go. We spend so much of our day grasping on, wanting to be in control, maybe even struggling to give that control to others, delegating, asking for help. In our yoga practice, let's let go of control. Every day we feel different in our practice, and that's okay. It's normal to have those emotions of feeling up, feeling down, feeling sad, feeling happy. Let's stay here for a few more breaths. ready, take your roll back up. Take that step back into your downward dog, maybe for some movement. Releasing out that leg, that side. And then let's take our left leg back. We're bending, we're opening our knee out to our left side. We're turning slightly our gaze under our left arm. Our fingers are wide, we're pushing away from our yoga mat. Right leg is straight. We start to draw that knee towards the chest. We take a pause here. We're engaging our core muscles, our power chakra, holding. And then we let that knee come down to the mat towards our left hand and we walk our right leg back. So taking that as far as you can. Coming up onto your fingertips, slight back bend here. Always that option to kick back and hold that foot. Intensifying that release into the thigh. Let go, take that walk down. Allowing some movement here if it needs it. And then finding stillness. The times that we need our practice most is probably a time that we will not be on our yoga mat. Now, those tools are always within us. We might not be physically moving through our asana practice or seated in meditation, but we can always find those tools, particularly in those challenges. I love one of the things that Jackie's daughter said actually on our last retreat is that she has the cheat code to life after spending a week in her practice. And it's so true. We have that code, that feel good, that help, that inner wisdom. So when you're ready here, take a walk back up towards your knee. We're going to step back into a down dog and then take your knees wide on your mat, big toes together, and rest in child's pose. I know some of you are finishing your practice here this morning, so just take a few breaths here. Wide knees, big toes together, forehead to the mat. Those of you that are finishing up now, it's 7:02, so I will see you tomorrow or maybe tonight for our meditation. Have a lovely day. And those of you that are continuing on, let's take a walk over to our right side as far as we can. Bring your left hand on top of your right and drop your forehead back down. So you get that lovely side stretch. Head over to your left side. When you're ready, right hand on top of left, draw up the head. Expand the right side. Coming back to center when you're ready. Grabbing your bolster. I think you all have a bolster. Can also be a pillow or a block. And we're going to stay in that kneeling position. It might be that you don't want a bolster. If you can, make sure you're sitting on your mat. If you're not sitting on your mat, grab a block to sit on. So already feeling quite strong in our thighs and our knees. So do take care if you've any knee issues. We're going to start to head back towards our bolster or our pillow or whatever we're using as we rest back in a reclining hero pose. Make sure it feels comfortable on your lower back. You can always make your bolster higher. You can always stay seated. You don't want to come back. So making those adjustments. If you've rolled back over your bolster, you are opening into that heart space, into the throat area, expanding into the solar plexus. Remember, you can come out at any time, so if your body's screaming at you, then please listen. It's normal to have a little bit of discomfort because your muscles may be tight, but please make sure there's no pain. When you feel ready, take your time, make your way back up. And we're just going to come back into a table position for a moment. So I just want to move your bolster out of the way. Let's take a cat-cow here. So moving through the spine. In time, using that inhale and exhale. Take one more here. Coming back to table. Let's come down and sit. Have your bolster just in front of you. And have your left leg crossed first and then your right. And then you can bring your bolster or it can be your block just in front of you. So to start with, we're going to bring our right arm behind us. And then we're going to inhale and bring our left arm up and take it back to meet the right. You can grab your belt here to help you if your hands are not meeting. So maybe just stay in here. This is enough today. Maybe you want to drop down to your support. That support can be made higher, lower. Close the eyes wherever you're at. And see if you can let what you're feeling in your right shoulder release. Particularly any worries, tension, maybe any fears that you're holding. Particularly if this is your more dominant side, it may well be tighter than the left. When you're ready, if you have come down, then make your way back up and release the arms. Bring the feet onto the bolster. So you're in a supported butterfly. You can wrap your fingers around your toes and just tuck in your chin. So just heading down towards the feet, doesn't matter if you're not there, but you're softening your shoulders now, softening the arms, rolling the shoulders inwards, curving into the spine. Few breaths here. Take a roll back up if you came down, and then change the cross or the position of your legs. So the right foot is in first and then the left. The left arm comes behind. Tuck the hand between the shoulder blades. Inhale that right arm up and then bend it back to meet the left. Grab your strap if needed. Pointing that right elbow up to the ceiling. Make sure you're not concaving into the back. The spine is long. Maybe that option to fold down towards your support. Maybe staying where you are in seated. Closing the eyes. Awareness on that left side. Remember, there's no forcing. Letting your body be your guide. And then making your way back up when you're ready. This time taking the legs wide. Feel free to sit on a small block if you do struggle to come forwards. Turn your bolster now. Bring it as close to you as you can. Don't be afraid to stack it higher with more pillows or blankets. And then we are going to be folding forwards in a wide leg forward fold. So push into your heels a little so you already feel that stretch in the back of the legs, and then allow yourself to come forwards. When you come forward, turn your left ear down to your support, or maybe it's your hands, so you're turning the head to the right. Toes are pointing upwards. If you had your head turned to the left, then turn it to the opposite side. Making your way back to centre, and then making your way back up. So let's bring our legs together, and we're going to bend in our left knee, so knee is pointing forwards, and we're going to take our right leg over the top. If it's difficult to do this, you can keep your left leg long on your yoga mat. Take your right hand behind you down to the ground, and then inhale that left arm up, take the elbow over the knee, ready for your spinal twist. So pull that right shoulder back, spine is long, and you're sending the gaze behind you. So a really lovely twist through the digestion, the organs, the spinal column, getting us ready for our breakfast. Either closing the eyes or just dropping the gaze down as you hold this powerful twist. Really allowing the magic of your practice to do its job when you hold these poses. Added option here of taking hold of the right big toe with the left hand or the left calf, and then taking that right arm long. Just an added option, it is optional, so don't have to take it. And then coming back in. This time changing, so let's bend that right knee, taking the left leg over the top. Left hand is behind, right arm inhale up. Take your twist to your left side, pulling that left shoulder back. Spine is long, crown of the head reaching up. And then that added option of sending that left leg long. And release. So I want to work on your back. So I'd like you to grab your block. If you have 2 blocks, grab both. If you don't have 2 blocks, then you're going to have maybe a small pillow for your head. So grab your 2 things. And we're going to work into our middle spine. So when you lie back on your block, you're going to adjust it to where you need it. But roughly, it's kind of around the middle of the back. But it might be that you need it higher. It might be that you need it lower. We're all in different bodies. So you are going to adjust to what you need this morning. So the great thing is you've got your hands there. You can move your block up and down as you lie back over it. Take your time. Have your second block or your small pillow for your head. It might be that you don't want it. You might remove it altogether and be more on the crown of your head. So that is also an option, just to take that block away. It does feel quite nice for the throat area. So keep your bend in your knees, make all those adjustments that you might need, and then send the arms away from the body. If you want to take your legs long, you can do so, if that feels good for you, or you keep your legs bent. So we've really expanded into the diaphragm. The breathing should be fully into your body now. No shallow breathing, you've got all of this space. So take in anything you need. Really fill the body up like you're filling up that cup. Maybe bringing your awareness to your heart area. Maybe letting go of any unsaid words from the throat. Filling the whole body with your breath. Letting that support hold you up. When you're ready, take a bend into the elbows. Just move yourself away from your support. And then we're going to lie straight back down, fully onto the back. Grab your block again and just slide it under your lower back, top of the glutes, along the width of the lower back. And then rest back down on your block. And then from here, send your legs long. Maybe bring your arms up above you, stretching long. Maybe it feels better to cactus the arms. decide. Being aware of the root chakra now at the base of the spine. That chakra of safety, security, and grounding. Hopefully your practice has given you all of those things this morning. A sense of coming back to you, who you are. Maybe just letting that colour of the root wash over you, that colour red. Like the changing of the leaves on the trees. No matter what unfolds or what uncovers in our day-to-day life, just always keeping one foot firmly on the ground. The minute we lift both feet off, that's when we start to react. We start to be in that fight and flight. Constant movement, constant thoughts. A few more breaths now here. And then just draw your knees in towards yourself. Give yourself a hug, squeeze. You can keep that block in place for a moment. And then drop the feet down, remove your block and find your version of Shavasana. Maybe grabbing that blanket, maybe even your bolster on top of you for that added sense of security and grounding. Adjusting so you can now be still. And I'm going to finish with the quote that I sent you last night from Patanjali, who's the author of the Yoga Sutras, very well-known yogi. You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. slowly bringing your awareness back to the body. The body lying in Shavasana. Maybe bring in some movement now. Whatever you need. Slowly rolling maybe to one side. You can make your way back up. Let's finish today with 3 Om mantras. So in that comfortable seated position, either palms up or maybe palms on the hand, on the heart and the tummy. We are going to inhale and begin. Your hands to your heart, bowing to Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Remember those wings.